Hi everyone, Dr. Cliff Faver here, and we are doing our teaching moments for this week. And this week we're going to talk about hydration sprays. Now, hydration spray, you can take any of our conditioners, which all of the basis are humectants, and we're going to mix it at a 1:8 to 1:32 dilution on that, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. Now, we're going to mix that with warm water because it will mix a lot easier. Those oils liquefy a little bit more. We're going to froth it. And once we get it mixed well, then we're going to put it in a spray bottle so it can be sprayed on the dog. Now, there's a lot of different uses for that, depending on the products you use. For example, if you want an insect repellent or a fly repellent for the horses, we'll mix the protective shield, and a lot of times we'll add the mint conditioner on that. And those are two smells that the ticks and fleas and flies do not like. The protective shield has eucalyptus, it has citronella in there, it has some things that are very good as a repellent on the overall. We'll also use it very commonly for dogs that swim. Now, spraying the dog down in advance will kind of hydrate that hair, so it'll be has less of a tendency to take up the salt or the chlorine, which is very drying. So it provides kind of a protective barrier on the overall. Now, when they get out, then we recommend that you spray them again so that we can hydrate that, because the chlorine and salt is very, very drying on the overall. The other place that we will commonly use it is for dogs that mat. If you have one that comes into the salon matted, the first thing you do is spray it down as soon as they walk in the door and break up that mat as best you can. And then you put them in a cage and give them 30 minutes. Go back. If it still hasn't broken down like you like it, you do it again. If it still hasn't broken down, do it again. Do all your work beforehand, because there's no sense waiting until last minute and putting a lot of wear and tear on the dog. Let's do that in advance. There again, work smarter, not harder on the overall. It also can be used as a wonderful brush out spray. By hydrating that hair, realizing a dry hair tends to go flat and it'll tend to mat. Hydrated hair will go ahead and plump out, and it's harder for it to mat. It also, if we lose those oils and stuff, it opens up. So those are all things that we want to try to prevent. So using that hydration spray works very, very well. Like I say, on a brush out, for insect repellent, preventing mats, dealing with mats, a lot of different uses on that. So hope that helps. We'll see you next week.